Harun has already provided you an introduction to the OPP, and my task today is to supplement this by offering a few reflections on the broader vision for this program and the model that we wish to pursue. Let me start with the latter. The OPP has been conceived as an embryonic initiative. Our model is to harness support of a wider consortium of alumni and supporters through a series of small donations. As you know, Pakistan is a poor country. There are few potential donors who could donate millions of pounds, but there are many who could commit small sums on a consistent basis. And I'm a great believer in the power of small, because small and sincere efforts can unlock big doors. The OPP will pursue its objectives in a collaborative model. In Oxford, we've long appreciated the Aristotelian logic that the whole is bigger than the sum of its parts. This is precisely the spirit of OPP. Rather than reinventing the wheel, we wish to build on the great work already done by Wolfson College, the Asian Studies Center at St. Anthony's, Lady Newton Trust, and Paul Flather is here with us today, the School of Global and Interdisciplinary Area Studies, and ongoing efforts at the Rhodes Trust under the leadership of Elizabeth Case to garner support for a second scholarship for Pakistan. Now, let me turn to the first question. Why do we need this initiative on Pakistan? Over the last 16 years that I've served as a faculty member at Oxford University, I've felt that Pakistan is often treated as the orphan child of South Asia. It is a lonely slot on a South Asia seminar series. It is a country that is still studied and represented through the narrow lens of security, radicalization, and militarism. Dominant curiosities on Pakistan pose formulaic questions on the role of Islam, partition, minorities, and the like. I do not wish to belittle the importance of any of these questions. But Pakistan is not just about these common imaginaries. It is also a country where some of the earliest debates on Islam and social justice took root, where an active institutional struggle is currently taking place over civil rights and the distribution of political and economic power. It is a country with a fast expanding middle class, where the tech ventures are drawing global investors, and where the struggle for democracy has been paid with blood. Pakistan is thus more than just a strategic call. It is an important laboratory for some of the most central questions in social sciences, humanities, and natural sciences. Pakistan is a good setting to examine the challenges of climate change, prospects for tax reforms, the place of religion in politics, solutions to the schooling crisis, and a host of other puzzles, the answers to which are relevant not just for Pakistan, but for the developing countries at large. On out-of-school children, Pakistan resembles Nigeria. In terms of its geopolitical significance and grandier political structures, it resembles the likes of Egypt and Jordan. And when it comes to the persistence of historic elites, it is akin to countries of Latin America. For this reason, my vision for the OPP is that it engages with regional studies in Oxford, but is not circumscribed by it. While a proud part of South Asia, Pakistan can be a portal through which some of the burning global issues ranging from social justice to climate change can be examined. In the last decade, a new generation of Pakistani scholars have begun to tackle these questions. Many of them, increasingly women, are taking up positions in Western academia, including Britain. In Pakistan, Lahore alone has become one of South Asia's most active research hubs on humanities and social sciences today. In short, the OPP will pitch for a bigger vision that starts with Pakistan but does not end on Pakistan. Diversity, as Ikram rightly mentioned, is not just about having a few more brown faces in the student body, in the academic faculty, and on the college high table. It is also about bringing to life rich and diverse intellectual perspectives from the margins of the developing world. It is in this regard that we are conceiving, at its early stage, a dedicated project on national sovereignty and development. This initiative will be named after Muhammad Ali Jauhar, who studied at Lincoln College at Oxford and was a famous journalist, collective mobilizer, and an ardent advocate of self-determination. Muhammad Ali Jauhar and his generation of leaders envisioned a world where poor countries could become the master of their own destiny. While many nations across the world became independent and were able to establish self-rule, this independence was often nominal, incomplete, and confiscated by an alliance of local ruling elites and their foreign patrons. Today, more than ever, we see the multiple manifestations of such loss of sovereignty. Developing countries often lack the freedom to decide who they can trade with, which countries they can connect their infrastructure with, which technologies they can acquire, and how can they access global finance. The geopolitical competition between the United States and China has only exacerbated these challenges. In this light, the Project on Sovereignty and Development will develop a program of research and academic activities that could help document and understand the multiple ways in which the economic, political, and cultural sovereignty of developing nations is constrained, and what are the consequences of this for economic development. Finally, some vote of thanks. This initiative would not have been possible without the time and sincere commitment of Harun Zaman and Talha Pirzada. Over the last 2 years, they've held hundreds of meetings across the university and with funders, often working on the weekends or in the evenings after Talha would finish his lab and Harun would finish his work at Travis Smith. They have been assisted in this effort by Benaim Saqib, who sadly could not join us due to a family emergency, and Mohsin Javed and Dr. Naeemullah Khan is also here with us. I therefore thank everyone for being here and welcome everyone to the High Commission, and thankful to the High Commissioner for hosting us.